Let's relax and wait for everyone to jump on tonight. We'll wait till they roll in. We are on, so we'll wait till they roll in. There we go. Hello, everybody. Charlotte. I like that Twitter Periscope name, Proud Veteran Daughter. That's a good one. Clearwater, Michigan. Good evening. Brooklyn. Georgian American, I believe that was. New Mexico. New Mexico, hello. South Australia. I'm sorry I'm going to butcher your accent. I always try, but I butcher it. Indiana, Michigan. Nova Scotia. I have distant family in Nova Scotia. Let's see here. Everyone's popping on. Everyone's jumping on early because they know I'm going to show you a video right away. That's why. We're going to talk about cell blackouts. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. As you're jumping on, let me give you a little, just so you know that I have very many people, which I appreciate the love. There are a lot of people out there, all of you, that care very deeply about me. I appreciate it, who are very concerned about the cough. Don't worry, I told you last night, I think too. So I got the product tonight. I take Adrenal Complex and I take Andrographis for the cough. So I am totally covered. Thank you very much. We have everything from holy basil in here to licorice, you name it. The cough and the adrenal glands, I am covered. These are products that I test for right now that I like a lot. Canada, hello. Washington. Let's see. Kentucky, West Jefferson, Ohio. Wonderful. Hello, everybody. We're gonna get rolling. I have a lot of stuff to get through tonight because it's been a very busy day, but I also have some videos to show you that we have to get through. So we're gonna handle it. Let's see. I have somebody. They're posting all kinds of comments. Good. Awesome. So somebody had a friend that was getting fixed. Our office called. Excellent. I'm glad we got you taken care of. Yeah, so again, I am covered. These are my current adrenal lung coughing supplements. Adrenal Complex, Andrographis Complex. That's what I'm liking right now, and I'm popping these things like they're candy, okay? But I thank you for all your care and love. I do appreciate it, okay? Excellent. Let's dive in. You ready? Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, your source for health, freedom, and knowledge. And I promised you some video, okay, of... I have not seen this. I've watched it, obviously, before I came on. But up until that point, I had never seen this many of the deep staters say the same thing. So I'm going to show you this because it's been uncovered and I didn't know about it. Somebody compiled them all together. So I'll show the herbs again at the end. Remind me again, I'll show the herbs at the end, okay? Good. All right, here we go. I'm going to show you this little piece of video, which is tremendous, okay? I'm going to make it big, too, so you can really hear it, okay? And really see it. Here we go. Look who that is. That's former President Clinton. What does former President Clinton and all his friends have to say? Let's hear.
President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
And how negative or positive it will be will depend on what kind of new world order we really create.
There's a need for a new world order.
Novus Order Seclorum, a new order for the centuries, for the ages, forever.
I think a new world order is emerging.
Out of it came a new Europe, a new world order.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
You really need to bring China into the creation of a new world order.
you got to eliminate that compliance, and you make it a mandate. And then you do training, particularly in the city, I'll call them licensing departments, whether it's zoning, buildings, housing will be impacted by it, planning certainly. And you pick the people to run those agencies and the deputies that are pledging allegiance to the New World Order and good governance.
Even Ted Turner, who was rumored to be the one behind the Georgia Guidestones, says for the New World Order, he thinks the UN should be the global police.
What do you think America's place in the New World Order should be? It's always been seen as the global policeman.
I think the global policeman should be the United.
So he was saying the global policeman should be the United Nations. That's what he was saying there. So that's a lot of globalists right there. So here, let me show you where I found this, because it was a tweet that I just saw tonight. I'm going to show you right now. So the tweet is @Q the Wake Up. @Q the Wake Up. Okay. The handle is @Q the Wake Up. Above that, their name is Q the Wake Up. Okay. You can go look at that. There's a lot of people posting onto it, obviously. I had never seen that before tonight. That's the first time I saw all those together. And then Ted Turner, who was a globalist, did say he wanted the United Nations. Now, let me show you the next tweet from my good buddy John B. Wells, who I'm going to have on the show. We're just getting the schedule set up here. Here you go. Let's look at this, because keep in mind, they're defunding the police right now. Remember? So they're defunding the police. Now, what does that mean when they try to defund the police? Well, they go, we just want a social program to help police everybody, right? No, they don't. I have hiccups now. No, they don't. Ready? Watch. This is what they want. Ready? Here's the picture coming. Defund the police is they want a national police force. Guess who runs a national police force? That's right. Communist China and a global order ran by the United Nations. That's what they're going for. That's what they keep pushing on right now. Okay? This is what they're looking for. All right? So we have to know about this. We have to know what's really going on, okay? This is a gigantic problem. So the president defunded and disconnected from the World Health Organization, which is obviously key, and it's a good beginning. However, you have two left at least. Now, let me show you, by the way, also, let me show you this screen again. If you see over here, you see the UN flag here. Obviously, this is the Chinese flag. Okay, this is the UN flag. If you didn't know this, and I'll have to go into this in another show, I didn't go into it tonight. The UN flag is a globalist order flag. That's what it says. And it's actually, it's got all these little, this like target area here, all these little squares, or not squares, I shouldn't say that. These segments, there's 33 segments. Guess what 33 segments means? That means 33-degree Freemasons, because the 33-degree Freemasons made the United Nations symbol, which the United Nations is a globalist order. That's what they want to run the entire planet, including America, when they take away the Constitution. So, we defunded the World Health Organization. We now need to go after the World Trade Organization and the United Nations. You have to go after all three. The World Health Organization is down. Okay. You have to go after one of the two is next. Okay. Either the World Trade Organization or the United Nations. Okay. You have to go after, you got to go after one of them next. All right. But you have to go after all three. And there might be more. I don't even know off the top of my head right now. Right. You have to go after more. And yes, that does ring into the flat earth model. Now, again, I'm not going into the flat earth because there's so much information out on there, and honestly, it's not as important to me right now as it is other things. Like Antarctica to me is more important than flat earth. Not because flat earth isn't important if it's true. I don't know if it's true or not. However, like things like Antarctica actually change everything, because if there's something underneath or in the middle of Earth, that's bigger than if it's a flat earth, okay? Flat earth doesn't matter either way, but if there's something inside our earth, if there are beings or there are a whole other world inside our earth, that changes everything, right? And we have to deal with that. All right, so this is very important, okay? This is what I believe President Trump is battling right now, right? And again, we're still behind the president. We're still behind Q, even though I haven't talked about it a lot recently because obviously people are watching stuff out there. But I picked up on some things other than that I have to go over right now. And obviously when Q pumps stuff back out, we'll go over that. But this is the stuff that's happening right now. And I'm going to take you into some stuff next. They are peppering the president with news right now, trying to take him down as hard as they can, okay? All right, let's go into the next one because this is going to start with just an article. And then I'm going to show you a video. And some of you may have seen the video already, but it's brand new. It's going viral tonight. I'm going to show you what it is. This is the next article. By the way, I'm making a stance. Ready? This is my new stance. And I'm going to see if I can try to do this. And this is going to be very difficult. I am going to attempt to not watch any sports from here out until they have decided to change their ways. Why do I say that? Well, it's a Mason-led movement. Also, I believe the sports teams have been mostly all bought out by the Masons/China. So here's the next article I'm going to take you to. Okay. Here is Greg Popovich, who everyone thought was a great and amazing coach at the time, the San Antonio Spurs. All right. And I don't know if he's coach anymore. I don't watch basketball. But Greg Popovich is basically saying the American flag is an irrelevant symbol used for political reasons. Now, I'm not going to say America's perfect. Again, I'm not going to say our flag is perfect and it's not built on Mason stuff. But keep in mind, as I told you, I think last night or the night before, George Washington was a Mason, but you know what? Thomas Jefferson was not. And Jefferson was one of our biggest founding fathers. And I am my favorite founding father is Thomas Jefferson. Also President Trump's favorite founding father, just so you know. All right, here we go. Now, here we go. This is what he said, okay? Right here. He expressed his disappointment with the way NFL handled the Kaepernick. A smart man is running the NFL, and he didn't understand the difference between the flag and what makes the country great. All the people who fought to allow Kaepernick to have the right to kneel for justice, Popovich said of Goodell, who's the NFL commissioner. What does a smart man like Popovich understand that Goodell and others do? The flag is irrelevant. It's just a symbol that people glom onto for political reasons, just like Dick Cheney back in the Iraq War. Popovich is being an ass. That's what he's doing. All right? So under here, he talks more about it. He got very personal. He went after Jerry Jones. Now, I'm not a Jerry Jones fan, and I can't stand the Cowboys because I'm from New York and I'm a Giants fan, technically. But Popovich added, it's just hypocritical. It's incongruent. It just doesn't make sense. People aren't blind. Do you go to your staff and your players and talk about injustices in democracy? We don't live in a democracy, Popovich. We live in a republic. And how to protest? I don't get it. I think they put themselves in a position that's untenable. So, essentially, this is what I think's happened. I think everyone in effing America, politically wise, politicians have sold this country down the road to communist China. And I don't believe the Chinese people, I don't even necessarily believe that Xi is, I'm still not positive on this, that he is quote unquote communist. What happened is the cabal, the deep state, the elite, right? They took over China, they made it communist, and now they're trying to incite us into their war, which would be World War III, right? All the sports, all the Hollywood elites, everyone, politics, everything, the Illuminati, the Masons, they sold us, they sold America to communist China, but really it's not China, it's the communist elite, the Marxists. That's what this is. We're going to go into later deeper on how the communists, the Chinese, and the globalist deep state have invaded our entire academic system. It's trash. We literally need to start over in America. Our system has become completely infiltrated. Completely infiltrated and destroying the whole thing. Now, I'm going to take you to a very important video by a very, very smart woman. I want to know who this woman is. I hope she's on the news by tomorrow because she's a freaking genius. I'm going to call her Candace Owens 2.0. And man, if we don't get behind this young woman, we're crazy because she knows her stuff. Let's rock and roll into this.
I would be in the same position you're in, so I'm not even mad at you, baby. I'm feeling like fake news. This is the thing. I know people don't like Trump. I understand that. But let me tell you something. If I had to pick between him and Joe Biden, I'm not voting in Joe Biden. You want to see a bunch of black people go to jail by the next 4 years? Put Joe Biden in. Watch what happens. You want to see black men get killed substantially? Like you've never seen before, put Joe Biden in and watch what happens. These Democrats, and I'm sorry to say this, I'm not trying to be racist, but they hate black people. These are the same people who fought to keep slavery in. These are the same people who built the KKK. These are the same people who hated us from the beginning. The Republican Party is the party of the blacks. Blacks free, the Republican Party is the only party that the black people actually assisted in finding. But all of that history has been torn away. People say, oh, there was this big switch. There was never a big switch. The Union won because we had grown in the industrial era. So we were able to get trains and get supplies back to our soldiers while the Confederate was still riding horses. They were not able to get the supplies back fast enough, right? So what happened was once slavery was abolished in the South, the people in the South could no longer make their money from slaves. They had to move to the North to work in the industry to produce. And so the people in the North that already had established themselves in the industry moved to the South. And so that's where it was a transfer of people coming from the South to the North and people coming from the North to the South. There was never a big switch. So the same Democrats who hated black people from the beginning are the same ones who hate us now. And they use our cause. How did Black Lives Matter turn into something about LGBTQ? When blacks really don't support that. We're conservative. We're really not about that. Not only that, we don't support abortion. We're about working. This is the black culture. We ain't never been about that. Not only that, we're not about feminism. No, we're not. Black women marry their husbands and respect their husbands. That's what we on. We're not on this, oh, I do what I want. We don't do that. That's not our community, and you would understand. I know you understand what I'm saying. Come on. We don't do that. But yet these people are hijacking our movement, and the Democratic Party, they're trying to hijack our stuff. No.
Let me tell you, the Democrats are screwed this election. I think they know that they're losing the black vote, right? Because it's all coming out. The Democratic Party, and again, I hate this two-party label system. I really do. However, that's what we're in right now. And I guess some of you knew her name. I'd never seen her before other than tonight. And I guess she's alive tonight. So when I get off this, I'll probably go watch her again because I love this woman. She's phenomenal. Not only is she super smart, she's articulate, and she knows her data behind her. So she can literally rapid fire, boom, boom, boom. And this girl from Chaz, or wherever, I think this is Chaz, this woman she's talking to literally can't say a friggin' word because they have no data to back up what they're doing, right? And this woman does, all right? She knows what and let me tell you, she dove into towards the end there, which was the black community does not believe in abortion. The black community does not believe in destroying marriages. The black community doesn't even believe in the LGBTQ community. She said it was all stolen. And if you go read this freaking book, right? I am a chapter and a half in. I'm going to probably do maybe another half a chapter tonight or by tomorrow morning. It is technically a page turner. I wish I will probably this weekend knock out a big chunk of it. This goes into exactly what this woman on video is talking about, okay? And I'm gonna have to put her name because I don't remember her name, so you guys can put the name down there. This talks about the destruction of the family unit and the destruction of the black community through abortion. They are teaching in the inner cities. They're getting their hands on Beverly Beatty. Okay, great. Candace and Beverly and the David Harris Jr.'s of the world might actually flip the whole damn black population over to Republican in 2020 election. Okay, they might actually do that. All right. I'm I have froze up on my end. I hope you have not froze up on your end. Let me check something here. Okay, yeah, we froze. Okay, good, awesome. I'm going to keep going, and hopefully this is still playing and it'll catch up on my end. If I froze on your end, I'm sorry. I will do my best. Hopefully the audio is still going. This tells you exactly what is going on. This book is absolutely amazing, okay? Yes, it's frozen on your guys' end. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to let this play out because my clock is still ticking, which means it's still recording. And so I'm going to keep going the best I can, and it's starting to catch up now. So we might be heading into more freezing of internets tonight, okay? Because I was good for the whole time, and my connection is fantastic. So I'm going to keep on going, okay? You have audio. I am holding up the book, Target America, okay? It is so... She talks about the depopulation of the black community. The Democrats have literally screwed the black community over. It's unbelievable, okay? Absolutely unbelievable. And she goes into it. They have brainwashed this whole society. They have brainwashed the people. They have brainwashed our children, literally. So since I'm frozen for you guys, but you can still hear me, I'm going to keep going. So I had a bit of a conversation today, not live, but basically back and forth on audio with somebody via text. And we, as America, have completely lost our way as citizens because we gave up control of the globalist Democrats. For some reason, the Democrats went off the rail after Kennedy, and they sold themselves over to the communists, to the Marxists. They infiltrated all of academia. These Chaz kids that you see out there, the majority of them have been brought up in a completely Marxist educational system. And it's not just college. It starts from the very beginning. It starts from freaking preschool at this point, okay? Now, some of you are going to say, I went to a good school, everything is good with me, all this good stuff. I get it. I totally understand. Not everything. I don't know why I'm frozen, guys. Everything on my end is beautiful here, and I don't really... Let me see if I can change it. Nope, it doesn't want to change. It wants to stay frozen, and everything on my end is good. So let me play this out a little bit. Then if I have to kill it and come back, I will, okay? Anyway, we have to retrain our society on what a real American system, a real republic is. All right? Because at this point, all of these kids are being trained to be Marxists. They are brainwashed to be Marxist communists. Right? Some of us went to decent schools. Some of your kids are in decent schools, and God bless them. Thankfully, that there are some really good teachers out there. I have some patients who are amazing teachers, who are in amazing school systems, and that is good. However, the majority are basically trash and programmed at this point, okay? It is bad. My video is trying to catch up to me, so I'm going to keep going here, okay? Because it just changed frames again for some strange reason. So we must literally change it all over because we are remember I talked about the Third Reich going to the Fourth Reich? Yes. That's what happened. We created the Fourth Reich, everything from Project Paperclip over to our colleges are shot. We are teaching them the Nazi ways. Our children are becoming full-blown Nazis. You must understand, you can't see my face right now. You can't see the way it's moving. I'm looking dead serious into this camera. We have to fix this, and we have to fix it fast because our children are being turned into Nazis. This isn't socialism. This isn't even anarchy. This isn't helping everyone in the little town of Chaz. This isn't one love for everybody. This is not that at all. This is not how people and tribes work. This book is actually spelling out exactly how we're destroying the continent of Africa. And guess what? They're destroying it because they already destroyed America. They're just trying to take our founding documents away. We must get behind our leaders who are doing the right things and push this forward. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into these things, because I think you can see if I change my screen. So I'm going to go to actual clippings or articles that I'm going to talk about, and I'm just going to go through those the rest of the night if I have to, in case my video doesn't kick back over. So here we go. Let's try it. All right. Now, this is the president. Okay, good. It seems to be working if I do that, so let's do this. Okay. This happened a couple days ago. June 12th, Trump finalizes rule defining gender as a person's biological sex. Okay. Let me give you all a heads up, all right? And I'm going to keep it here so you can at least look at this. You can at least look at this. Whoa, what is going on here? Everything's oh man, my stuff is going crazy tonight, and I didn't do it. Let me tell you. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what it is as I try to zoom this back down for some odd reason and why it did this. Okay, there we go. Don't know why that's happening. The internet gods tonight do not love Dr. Dean for some reason. Okay, here we go. All right. Trump finalizes the rule defining gender as a person's biological sex. Guess what, folks? There's only two sexes, male and female. I'm telling you that as an individual with a belief system, and I'm also telling you that as a physician. There are only two sexes. If you have decided to make up your own, again, we're not going to discriminate against anybody, okay? We're not going to treat anybody unfairly, whatever they decide to be. However, when it comes to laws and rules and order in our country, there are two genders, male and female. I'm tired of actually having this argument. You can go through the whole article here, all right? This was in the Washington Times, all right? They actually tried to do a hit piece on them, all right? Because, again, do not treat anybody unfairly. However, there are only two sexes. And guess what? You know how I know that? Because God created us to procreate. Part of our job is to create a better planet. Part of our job is to have ethical, moral sex between a male and a female to create children. Children are a blessing, whether you believe in a real God with gray hair and a beard, or you believe in a cosmic energy, whatever you want to believe in. Either way, at the end of the day, we are biological human beings who were created to create more human beings as blessings to us and create family units that make better life, better planet. All right. So this is a good thing. Now, I'm going to dive over into this one because I'm leading all this up to how much they do their best to try to trash the president, okay? Now, executions scheduled for 4 federal inmates convicted of murdering children. Guys, this was today. This comes down from the Department of Justice Attorney General Barr. It says right here, Attorney General Barr today directed the Federal Bureau of Prisons to schedule the executions of 4 federal death row inmates who are convicted of murdering children in violation of federal law and who in 2 cases raped the children they murdered. Meaning, guess what, folks? Sometimes bad people have to go down. All right? This was carried out by Attorney General Barr, most likely at the behest of President Trump. All right? This actually started back in 2019. It actually goes down here into who it is. Daniel Lewis Lee, a member of a white supremacist group, murdered a family of 3, including an 8-year-old girl, after robbing and shooting the victim with a stun gun. Lee covered their... I'm not going to go into the details. It's gruesome and it's horrible. However, these folks are going away. The American people, acting through Congress and presidents of both political parties, have long instructed that defendants convicted of the most heinous crimes should be subject to the sentence of death. The 4 murderers whose execution are scheduled today have received full and fair proceedings under our Constitution and law. We owe it to the victims of these horrific crimes and to the families left behind to carry forward the sentence imposed by our justice system. All right, folks, guess what? At the end of the day, I'm still frozen, so I'll go back to this. End of the day, we must have law and order, because if we continue this stupid little thing that Chaz has going on, now I'm not saying go in and take them down. Let them implode themselves. But if we keep going on with this whole open society, this is what you get. You know why? The open society also believes that pedophilia is okay, that it's not a bad thing, that it's just getting in touch with your feelings. No. We have ethics, we have morals, we have laws, and we have rules. That's how this country and this planet work by. Not only rules and laws on paper, but also natural God-given laws. Okay? This is insane. Now, here's another one. This is how they treat the president. Okay? This was a few days ago. Trump administration eases restrictions on killing bear cubs and wolf pups in their dens in Alaska. Now, if you had never seen this before, okay, if you had never seen this before, you'd be like, oh my God, the president is terrible. Why would the president allow us to kill bear cubs and wolf pups in their dens in Alaska? Well, here we go. Let's scroll down and see what it actually says. And it starts off with a lovely paragraph. Hunters in Alaska will soon be allowed to use bacon grease and donuts to bait brown bears, spotlight to shoot hibernating mothers and bears and cubs in their dens, motorboats to shoot swimming caribou, thanks to a reversal of Obama-era guidelines by the Trump administration. So this makes you all think that the president is the worst person on the face of the planet. However, look at this. Effective July 9th, hunting on nature preserves in Alaska will once again be controlled by the state rather than the federal government. The new rule published Tuesday in the Federal Register reverses hunting bans put in place by all national parks by the Obama administration. Meaning, guess what? The president gave the rules and law back to the state where the Constitution deems it appropriate. The president actually did the right thing. All right? Now, the rule, this goes into how they think it's very unnecessary. And then down below, they've been working to reverse the ban for years, stemming from 2017 orders to expand recreational activities on public lands. All right, now it talks about Donald Trump Jr. being an avid trophy hunter. Guess what, guys? If you didn't know, if you watch any hunting videos at all, that stuff like this would actually be accepted and wanted by hunters and the local communities to actually keep everything under population from an animal standpoint. All right, sometimes animals get out of control, and they have to the hunters go in, they kill, they make the meat. They either get the meat to take home, or the meat, depending on where it is, will go to communities. What he did was he put the rules back into the state's hands, which is exactly how the Constitution is supposed to work. He did what he was supposed to do. Okay. I'm going to keep trying to flip back over and see if I'm still frozen. I don't know why. Okay. Let me go back to article. I'll just give you guys articles all night. That's fine. You don't have to see my face. All right. Next one. Look at this. Did anyone see this today? The U.S. National Institutes of Health fires 54 researchers as ongoing investigation reveals 93% failed to disclose links to Chinese Communist Party. All right, this dropped today. Fauci's team is essentially becoming disbanded. All right, disbanded. National Institutes of Health, the foremost research institute under the auspices of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, said it investigated 189 researchers for undisclosed ties to foreign countries, 93% of which were linked to China. Remember how he said he was going after the universities? Here we go. All right. This originated in he's been working on this for a while. It originated in 2018. Okay, now, down here, the parent organization for high-profile doctors like Anthony Fauci employs 6,000 research scientists and has a multi-billion-dollar budget. Failure to disclose substantial foreign resources, foreign employment arrangements, foreign grant support, overlap, duplication, overcommitment. In many cases, American institutions unaware. Failure to disclose significant foreign FCOI patents, peer review violations. A common theme, however, among the majority of these now terminated researchers is the entity funding them, the Chinese Communist Party. Right? Here it is. While 399 researchers were suspected of being on foreign payroll, the NIH ultimately pursued 189 individuals. 93% of those involved in a documented foreign relationship listed China as the country of foreign support. That's kind of a boom day. It goes down into deeper stuff. Okay, even President Xi, he had a decree. You come down here, the findings undisclosed, what I talked about above, it gives you the percentages. It is insane. Okay. 1,000 talent plan members sign legally binding contracts with Chinese institutions like universities and research institutions. The contracts can incentivize members to lie on U.S. grant applications, set up shadow labs in China, and in some cases transfer U.S. scientists hard-earned intellectual capital. Some of the contracts also contain non-disclosure provisions and require the Chinese government's permission to terminate the agreement. These provisions are in stark contrast to the U.S. research community's basic norms, values, and principles. How does that make everyone feel? Isn't that a little bit mind-blowing? Kind of a big deal, right? I guess I've been taken down on some of the social media sites as of right now, and I am still frozen on my end. So give me like 1 or 2 seconds, and let me see if I can fix that really quick. Well, that was fun. Let's see if it worked or not. Hey, we're back. Let me know if you can see me. Okay, good. Something went. The camera and Facebook were not very happy, so I'm sorry about that. But we're back to moving now. This is good. So this actually kind of connects back to what I was talking about with our institutions. Academia. The majority of your colleges that your kids are in are run by the Communist Party. How does that make you feel? It literally has been completely subverted, infiltrated from within, and it's a mess. In this article today, which I will post on my Facebook page probably after this, is completely mind-blowing. And you remember when the president, when he defunded and disconnected from the WHO, he said he was also looking for communist Chinese spies within American universities. You're going to see places like Harvard, Yale, Princeton. You might see these places actually go down. I hope that our entire freaking academia system implodes. Right now, I have patients. So my office is relatively close to the University of Central Florida. And I have several patients who are students or who have worked at the University of Central Florida. Great people. And I will tell you, you know what's really messed up right now? What's really messed up is the fact that our kids are sitting at home right now, basically with not a lot to do. Every once in a while they have a Zoom meeting, which was Chinese owned, okay? And they're paying the same amount. They're paying the same amount for their education for this piece of paper back here. Well, piece of paper right there, okay? They're paying the same amount for a piece of paper, and they're not getting the same education because they're not in the classroom. This whole thing stinks to high heaven. The academic system is a complete joke, and it's been completely overtaken by the Communist Party. Would anybody disagree with it at this point? completely. Now, I am not frozen on my end, guys. I am good on my end, so I apologize. I know some people are dropping off because it's messy, but now I'm actually going. I'm good. So I don't know why it would be on your end. Yeah, it like is freezing up. I don't know. This would either be internet service, not mine. There we go. We're back again. It's I don't tell you guys. I think we have craziness going on in the world, and it's buffering, and everything's going madhouse on us. But I'm gonna keep going because that's what we do. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna show you the next one. Maybe I'll go through a little bit faster with this, guys, so I don't mess up everybody and annoy everybody. Okay? Because my job is not to annoy you. Where will I let my daughter go to college? Can I answer that at the end? I'm not going to force my daughter to go to college. I won't. If she decides not to, she decides not to. I have learned so many things about school between my wife and myself. We have probably 23 years between us in college years. College is not all it's made out to be. Let me tell you, if you want your kids to learn something, tell them to learn sales and marketing. If your kids can learn how to sell and learn how to market, they will never have a problem in their life. Sales and marketing. That's it. Learn those two things and they will be in phenomenal shape. Okay? Good. All right. Worst case scenario, guys, if this video looks horrendous afterwards, I am recording it as well so I can cut it and I can repaste everything back later and it will look much better. But I can't control it. Let me tell you, I think everything is going down. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change a little direction tonight. I'm not going to show every single thing I was going to go through because there's a lot of stuff here. But this, I'm going to end on this tonight, okay? I'm going to cut this short because I apologize for you guys getting bad video and audio. My end is good right now, but I'm going to go to this. All right, here we go. This is what you guys wanted to know about. Here we go. The system is down, folks. So we have found out that tonight everything has gone down, all right? Cell phone networks are a mess right now. I don't know if yours is any better. Mine has been good. I'm on Verizon. So let me click on this and open up this window, okay? This is just obviously different connections to everywhere across the world, all right? I know it says I'm good now, but I'm still going to change direction tonight because I don't want to annoy people with like long freezing film. It's not worth it, and I can be ready and back up next time. Okay, so this is what happened today. I'm going to keep it on video because it seems to be working right now. Is this afternoon, probably a little after 4 o'clock, I had, well, no, after 5 o'clock, I'm sorry. After 5, I think I had 2 or 3 patients left in the day. And one was a new person I was getting to talk to for the first time. And I was in the back office on our regular lines. And I called, I think it was Massachusetts. And actually before that I called, I think Idaho. And I called and there was literally like, it didn't even ring. It just, nothing, blank. So I got off, I called it like 2 more times, nothing, same thing. And so I actually went to my front desk staff and I said, I don't think they're available. So if that is you out there and I did not get to talk to you today, don't worry, we will get you handled this week. If I have to call my cell phone, I will. But you weren't talked to today because the system was a mess. So I ended that one. I went to the next one and I went to call them. This was in Massachusetts, and I went to call our phone again, our phone system. Our internet was up. Everything was good. I went to make the call. Nothing. Zilch. It didn't even ring. Okay. So I hung up, tried it again. Didn't even ring. So I actually went to my cell phone, tried to call from my cell phone. From my cell phone, it rang their number, but it didn't stop ringing. It just kept ringing. No answers. My wife was also on the phone at the same time in another room. She was getting the same thing. Also, the front desk was having a problem as well. So the system went down. So T-Mobile, a lot of people said it was just T-Mobile. It was not just T-Mobile. If you go around, you can actually look up websites. T-Mobile went down. Verizon did go down. Sprint went down. Now, some of them may have been connected to each other, and a lot of people made the excuse that it was based on the merger that was happening, that I believe maybe Sprint or T-Mobile, I don't remember. I don't know a lot about that world. But even if you had a merger, they would not shut down the whole grid for many hours in a given day. Okay? Many hours in a given day. So I'm going to go back to this. And this was the train wreck that was the map. T-Mobile was down, Verizon was down, AT&T was down, Sprint was down, Instagram was down, and Messenger was down. Okay? This goes into the whole thing. There was more to it as well. And then I'm going to show you another Twitter feed while I'm here, because there was something else interesting. If I go to now, I don't necessarily follow this page because I don't know how perfect it is. But if I scroll down, they actually talk about JP Morgan Chase was experiencing outages. They talk about Chase Bank. They talk about Steam, which is in the crypto world. They talk about Instagram, Messenger. They had a whole bunch. They had even more than that. Twitch went down, supposedly. Fortnite, the video game. They had TD Ameritrade. They had Microsoft, State Bank of India, Discord, I don't know, Tinder, Call of Duty, Twitter, plays. Like, they were saying they were experiencing service outages as the day was going on, okay? Now, yes, I understand that T-Mobile bought Sprint and it was a merger, but there is no way they would allow this much service outage in a day over a merger. There's just no way. They wouldn't allow that. It would be bad business. I can't see that happening. Now, if they come out and say that, I don't buy it. So, for example, I went and did a search on this on the way home, and like Verizon was already making a public relations statement saying that, no, it's not on our end. We're down sometimes because the other services are down. Basically, like throwing everybody under the bus. I don't know what happened. I don't know if we are under a global data attack by some other country. I don't know if this is the changing over the system. Obviously, we'll learn more as we go of what actually is happening. But again, remember, no matter what, we know that as we go forward, we might be getting worse before it gets better. Okay? Got it. Now, I'm going to end off on these couple things because I had a lot of tabs open, but I don't want to risk it, and I lost some time on that whole problem, so I'm not going to go super long tonight. My wife made me promise that I would get some sleep tonight, so I'm going to do that. Okay. Okay. Somebody asked me about college. So I don't ever ask me to talk to your kids about college, because I will ruin your children in the nicest possible way. Okay. My wife and I will repeat this. I've said it in the past. My wife and I have, I'm going to be very personal with my numbers here. Okay. We have, between us, just in college, we have 10, 13, 20, we have probably 21 years of college between both of us, my wife and I. 21 year, over 20, anywhere from 20 to 23 hours, 23 years, not hours, 23 years of college between my wife and I, okay? Now, I am very proud to be a physician. My wife is very proud to be a physician, but I will tell you, we don't have it now, but we had close to $275,000 in student loans, okay, between the two of us for being physicians. To be a physician, you have to pay approximately $150,000 just for physician school. So I went to school to be a doctor for 4 extra years on top of my 4-year bachelor degree. Okay, my wife had her 4-year bachelor degree or bachelor of science degree, and then she had to get 4 more years just in chiropractic school. Okay, we in chiropractic school we have more hours, more diagnosis, more physiology, more anatomy than medical doctors do. I don't know if you know that, but we do. That's not to brag, it's just the truth. So we have 4 years to become a doctor. That 4 years just in doctor school is its own $150,000. So between her and I, almost $300,000 in doctor student loans. Okay, that's not counting undergrad. So people ask me, if my daughter wanted to become a doctor, I would never hold her back. Now, I will tell my daughter this, and I hope this tells you. I believe it is my job and its parents' job, okay, to program your children in a positive direction. You know your kids get programmed, right? Every child, including us when we were kids, we were programmed. You can either be programmed positive or you can be programmed negative. What I mean by that is everything we see, we learn, right? Everything we hear, we learn. You have to decide how you want to program your children. Now, I had some good programming. I had some bad programming. I'm still working and fixing the bad programming. I have mostly good programming now. Okay? So, if my daughter comes to me and says, "Hey, Dad, I want to be a doctor," I'm going to say, "Good, this is what you need to do. This is what you're going to spend." And I will not pay for my whole daughter's education. Even if I have the money, I will not do it. Some people that my wife doesn't even like me saying that. This is why. I had to pay for my whole education. And I believe it pulls something out of you that is very, very important. It pulls out of you a survival and a production mindset. Now, I'm not saying I won't give her money. I'm just saying I'm not going to pay for the whole thing. I personally do not believe in that. My wife doesn't either, but we'll give some. However, this is the only way I will pay for my daughter, or this is the only way I will tell my daughter I want her to go to college. And some of you are not going to like this, by the way. I'm telling you right now, some of you are not going to like this mindset. You're not going to like the way I look at this, but it is what it is. Only go to college if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an architect, an engineer, or something of the trades that will allow you to get a higher degree that will set you in a direction to network with very high-end people and will get you into a system where the degree will help you make a higher living. Okay? Now, if my kid does not want to be a doctor, and I will not force my daughter to follow in our footsteps at all. If she doesn't want to, no problem. Okay? Now, if my daughter does not want to be a doctor, does not want to be a lawyer, does not want to be an engineer, architect, programmer, whatever, right? I'm going to tell my daughter, don't go to college then. If you're going to go to college and you're going to get a communications degree, you might as well not go at all. Now, I'm not being mean. I'm just telling you how it is. These pieces of paper right here, okay? These pieces of paper, this is my wife's, are mostly trash. Now, obviously, if you're a doctor, lawyer, etc., 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 they're not necessarily trash. But that piece of paper doesn't make you smart. You're buying that stupid piece of paper, right? That did not make my wife a great doctor. It didn't at all. What made her a great doctor was all the education she learned and took in on the weekends and afterwards. That's what made her a great doctor, and her caring, her level of caring and intention and empathy, etc. So, if my daughter says that she doesn't want to be any one of those trade, either go to a trade school for electrical work, plumbing, construction. If you want to do one of those, go for it, but go to trade school because you can get that for $10,000 or $20,000, and you're going to make $80,000 to $100,000 right out of the tunnel. You can do that, but when you put money in, you have to have you must have a return on investment coming out. I knew me spending $150,000 on my doctorate education. I knew that I had a return on investment coming out. If you're going into communications or art or education or even teaching, sorry teachers, I love you, but right now, your degree does not give you coming out what you deserve if you're a good teacher. There's some shitty teachers out there too. If you're a good teacher deserves to make at least 6 figures in this society. If you're a good teacher, all right? However, if you're going to a Division I school and you're paying $100,000 to $200,000 for your degree, and you're coming out with a stupid communications degree that pays you entry level $25,000, $30,000 a year, you're screwed. How are you going to pay it back? Right? It doesn't, unless you have a setup that's already designed and ready to go. You are better off not going to college, taking the money you saved up for college and going to a great either company or school or trade something or other and learning how to sell and learning how to market. The winners in this society from a financial standpoint, and I'm not saying money is everything, don't give me that, okay? It's not all, I understand it's not all about the money, but guess what? We live in a monetary society. At the end of the day, it is a lot easier in this world if you make money than it is if you don't make money. It's that simple. Trust me. I grew up broke. I grew up flat poor. I grew up on food stamps at least twice in my life. Guess what? It sucks. It's shitty. And I learned very early, this life is much easier when you're able to make money. Now, make sure you make money the ethical way. You do it by serving others, by helping others. Okay? But anyone who tells you like, oh, you don't have to have money, yeah, good, have fun. Good luck with that. Okay? It's not easy. It's much easier to have a background and education experience that will make you income. So then a lot of the problems can go away. So for example, when my roof needs to be fixed and I need a new roof, it's a hell of a lot easier at that point when you make money to just get the roof fixed than it is to wonder how you're going to repair it or how you're going to do this and have water leaking in your house. All right. Teach your kids to build a business. My daughter is 6. She had a company at 3 years old. Now, yes, of course I helped run it and I'm helping run behind the scenes, but teaching her how to do it and teaching her right in the beginning. We told her from day one, she has her own business that we're helping her build behind the scenes. And then we already taught her that she has to be able to sell. We've already shown her how to sell to people ethically. I know a lot of people think of like, car salesman scummy. No, that's not selling. That's coercing. That's not selling. Selling is finding somebody or having somebody come up to you that has a problem and they need a solution, and you find out that your product or service is a solution for them, and then you help them through your product or service to get them to their solution and happy at the end. Okay, that's how it works. That's ethical sales. And then you need to learn how to ethically market. This is how life works. So at the end of the day, if my daughter could make hundreds of thousands of dollars by just learning how to sell and market and have her own business, can you explain to me why the hell she would ever have to go to college and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for something that she doesn't actually have to use? It's insane. Okay, it's absolutely, my daughter works at my practice every single day. She already knows how over half of the things in the office work because she watches, she sees. Now, obviously not everyone has a business out there, so what do you do with your kids? There's this thing called YouTube. Go watch it. There is so much free material on YouTube and social media that will blow your mind. Your kids literally could do this like tomorrow. So when you ask, will I send my kid to college? We're going to have requirements for college. Okay. And I will tell you, if my daughter picks a college to say my daughter picks to be an attorney. Okay. No problem. Go for it. Now, if she decides to do that, I will tell her what schools are appropriate. And then if she goes to a school that is liberal in nature, I'm not going to stop her, but I will teach her. I already teach her about liberalism. I already teach her about, there's a bunch of books out there called the Tuttle Twins books that's about libertarianism. My daughter, we already read those to my daughter. We already read to my daughter libertarian constitutional material on school, on sales, on everything, okay? A lot of people want to know how to do sales, how to teach kids to do sales. First of all, teach your kids to talk to people, okay? Yes, a lot of people out there know who Grant Cardone is. I'm a giant Grant Cardone fan, but he's not the only one. So yes, my daughter probably will, if she goes to go to school. I can see my daughter probably wanting to become a doctor, and that's fine, but she doesn't have to. Okay, but yes, my daughter reads the Tuttle Twins. She reads, oh my God, we have so many books for her that are just straight up educational. It's unbelievable. So those are very important, okay? Now, last but not least, everyone wanted to see the herbs again. I'll try to put this. So this one, oops. That one is adrenal complex that I'm currently taking. That one is andrographis complex that I'm currently taking. These I'm just taking for my adrenals and my cough so that no one else is freaked out because I don't want people to worry. Okay, and last but not least, I had someone come into my office today. So let me tell you about something that happens very often. And I don't intend this, but it always tells me that someone is ready to be fixed, okay? So I had a female come into my office today, very nice woman, and within 3-4 minutes, she was bawling her eyes out crying. And it's always... I always tell anybody, I have a box of tissues in my office, and I always say to them, don't worry, you're not the first that's cried in front of me in my office, and you're not the last one that will cry in front of me. I have typically, honestly, 2 or 3 a week that cry in my office, of new people coming in or on the phone, and it's not because we're obviously being mean or anything like that. What's actually happening is, when you give someone hope for what they've been battling for a very long time, what happens is you release the energy that's been holding you back from healing. So today, I found things on her that no one ever, and honestly, it was before I even found stuff. I basically said, you're looking in the wrong direction. And I actually started, what I did was, I can pretty much tell by observation alone within the first couple minutes what someone's going through before they even tell me what they're going through. We're trained to look at people. We're trained to listen to voices. We're trained to hear people, right? Now, those out there who can't figure it out, then learn to start observing, because observing is number one step. Right? When you go up to a person who doesn't look good and looks like they don't feel good, don't go up to them smiling and say, "Hey, how you doing today?" Not a good idea. They feel like crap. That's how they're doing. So she came back, and I literally could name about 5 things she was going through before she even talked to me. And I said, "This is going on, this is going on, and this is going on, and that's why you're feeling that way." And she just let go. She let go. And I'm saying this not to, make her feel bad, but it's a lesson in, if you feel like you're not being listened to, if you feel in the world of health, and this goes back to the medical industrial complex, okay? They don't care how you feel. They treat you like a robot, not a human being. I don't know how many people I've had come to me who have been told that it's all in their head. They don't know what they're talking about. We can't figure out what it is. All your tests show you're fine, and you're not fine. You feel terrible. You feel like crap. You're exhausted. You can barely get out of bed. Trust me, I've heard it all. I've seen it all. I understand. I had to watch my wife through that in the very beginning. So I get it. So what happens is, people, when they find hope and they find someone who actually listens to, seriously, guys, one of the superpowers that we have in natural healthcare, myself and others, my colleagues, one of our biggest superpowers is the most simple thing on the face of the planet. You know what that is? Shut up and listen. Just shut up, sit there, and listen to a person tell you what they feel and what's going on with them. And then go, yeah, I understand. Totally get it. And I can see you're struggling. I can hear that you're struggling. That's honestly, that's step number one. I look at them and then I let them talk. And then after that, I don't have a God complex, so I let the body do the talking. And we find out what it is, and amazing, people get better. So the whole point is that if you've ever felt yourself on the verge of tears because you feel like no one understands what you're going through, like the woman I had today and probably several people I had last week, you're not the only one. And if your physicians, if your practitioners are not listening to you, then either get them to listen to you if you really like them, or find someone else that will help you, because observation number one, listening right behind it. Those two things right there, like literally allowing someone to cry and get some energy out of their system because someone finally understands. You realize how much healing alone that can do? I mean, I've had people have a symptom go away just by them talking to somebody. And it's almost a release of energy. And they go, oh my gosh, you know what? I don't have that headache anymore, or I don't have this anymore. I didn't heal anything. You just allowed massive amounts of energy to come off their body. And so, again, sometimes when I'm in it, when I'm listening to somebody the first time, there's a lot of times where I just like to sit there and listen and just keep my mouth shut and just, you keep talking. I'll ask you some pointed questions to get some data from you. And then from there, let it fly. And don't worry, you're not going to hear me ever say it's in your head. You're not going to ever hear me say you're crazy. You're not going to ever hear any of us judge you, because that's not our job. Our job is to shut our damn mouths, listen, fix it. That's it. Trust the body. So I want to let you know that, because I know there's a lot of people out there who are struggling with this. And a lot of people, I know there's a lot of, and men too, but there's a lot of women out there and men who want to cry every single day because they don't know what's going on with their bodies, but they know something's wrong. The tests all lie. People aren't being listened. Sometimes their own family's not listening to them. We understand you. And that was a little refresher for me today when I was dealing with that person, because I just sat there and listened, and they cried several different times. And I'll tell you, I was happy to allow them to do that, because at that moment, that's what they needed. And now we'll fix the rest of it. But yeah, it's very important. So if you're in that position, I understand, and I agree with you. You don't feel good. So let's find out why, because if someone's telling you nothing's wrong, they don't know what they're talking about. There's no greater doctor than the one that's inside of you that's telling you something is wrong, okay? Anyway, guys, I'm always over time because I don't shut my mouth. So it is what it is. No big deal. And we also had some like glitchy stuff tonight, so we lost some time on that. But I hope you don't mind. I hope this was valuable to you. Keep in mind, as we go forward, it could get worse, or it probably will get worse before it gets better. Be prepared, okay? Be prepared. Just because some nights I relax and some nights I don't tell you prep at the end of the night, serve others. Find someone to help. Tomorrow, this week, get your food in order. Get your guns in order, right? Get your family in order. Get your phones in order, because apparently these damn things went off today and aren't working. So be ready, okay? Be ready. And let me tell you another thing. This is the last thing, kind of. If you are in the holistic healthcare profession, and this is a pet peeve of mine, and you've been trained to make everyone believe you're okay and you're healthy and you feel amazing and the best ever, just because you're in the holistic healthcare profession and you believe that you're not allowed to not feel good because you're supposed to feel amazing because you're in the holistic healthcare profession. Don't kid yourself. My wife was a chiropractor right out of school, and she felt terrible. And no matter how many adjustments she got, she didn't get any better. And she had to go find other help. When I first jumped into chiropractic, I was having heart problems. Hey, look at 15 years later today, I have a cough. Okay, I'm still working on stuff. Okay, it doesn't mean I'm perfect. So all you out there in the healthcare profession, if you have a problem, even though you do amazing stuff every day and help people, it doesn't mean to ignore what you have going on because you might feel embarrassed because you're in the profession and you're supposed to feel good all the time. Guys, we're all on a healthcare journey. There is no such thing as going from 0% health or 50% health to 100% and you're done. Health is a process and a journey every single day, okay? What am I, like 85% right now because I have a little cough and I'm probably a little tired and stuff like that, but I'll get back up there. I'll be back up to 95, 98% somewhere in there. No problem. It'll get there. And then I might slide down a little when I travel, and then I go back up, okay? You got to keep fighting. Guys, have an amazing evening. Be wonderful. Serve others. Love others. Take good care of yourself, and be well. Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network. Have an amazing evening. Love you all. Bye.